I am honestly shocked and actually appalled of how many nurses, and not just nurses, but healthcare workers in general, do not take the time to enjoy themselves and enjoy their lives. And the funny part about that is when you see other people, hello,
Hello, sir. Good
hello,
morning. Have a
good
nice
morning.
day. Thank
When
you.
you see other nurses that come on and comment on certain influencers or creators or whatever you want to call them, when you see other nurses come in and comment on them, they'll say certain things and they'll do certain things. And then I ask myself the question, well, how come a lot of nurses don't get to enjoy their lives? How come a lot of nurses don't put themselves first? How come a lot of nurses are not selfish enough? And then I start to ask the question, nurses, are you selfish enough? Let's talk about it.
But you can live pretty well by yourself.
Now, as I've told you before, or for those who've not been keeping up, my name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video. And I make nursing content on top of other content, but primarily nursing content. And today we are here to talk about, are nurses not selfish enough? Now, when I say selfish enough, what does that mean? Well, nurses for a living, we are told, well, not told, but for a living, we put everybody else first. We look out for everybody else first. That is literally our job description as healthcare professionals and healthcare workers. We help heal the sick and we put our needs behind everyone else's. Now, nobody put a gun to our head and forced us to do so. We chose the job and we chose to do it. But with that being said, with all the things that we do as healthcare workers and with all the sacrifices and risk that we take as healthcare workers, why is it so bad when the nurse decides to be selfish for theirself? Why is that? Is it because that we are in a career field that requires us to put everybody else before our own? Maybe. Also, I see other nurses make comments on other nurses when they decide to show off, and not show off, but maybe show their trips off and show some of the fruits of their labor. And they always have something negative to say. Well, some of them always have something negative to say, and no matter what you do, you can't please them. You cannot please them. And are those nurses bitter? Have those nurses not seen enough? Have those nurses not experienced enough? Have those nurses not put their own needs first? And that is what we're here to talk about today, and why it is important to be selfish as a nurse sometimes, because it is unnatural, as I've said before, to constantly put somebody's needs above your own. We are a selfish people by nature, and it takes discipline to be able to not do that, especially not to do that for a living. And then to those of you that have families and everything like that, I can see why some of you are very bitter, angry, and upset. But maybe this video can give you a little bit of insight. You see, I think it's very important for nurses to vacation every 30 to 60 days to give themselves a recharge, especially if you're somebody working in a setting where the patients are high acuity. Maybe you're an ICU nurse, maybe you're an ER nurse, maybe you work in a nursing home, maybe you work with drug addicts, alcoholics, whatever the caseload may be. It is important to recharge because that can take a toll on you. And I make sure to become selfish as a nurse at times. Now, don't get me wrong. And when I say selfish, I don't mean stingy, keeping everything to myself. No. I share with the world. But I mean, you have to look out for you. You have to take care of you. You have to pamper you. You have to do things for you and you only. See this? This is for me. Going on cruises, doing what I like to do, going to the beach, doing all that fly stuff is for me. It helps me recharge. I love it because I get great joy from it. And there are so many nurses right now out here in these nursing streets that don't have any joy. They don't even like coming to work anymore because they're lacking whatever it is that makes them feel good. And I'm not a believer in that. I believe that every single nurse needs to take the time for themselves to enjoy life, take a vacation, recharge, because if you don't, it will turn you bitter, and you will eventually begin to hate what you do and hate the profession and talk junk about the profession. Now, don't get me wrong. Is there negatives that come with this? Of course. There are plenty of it. But to me, the positive outweigh the negatives. If you ask me, it's just about what you put in and what you're willing to put in. If you're willing to put in a lot of work, it can be very rewarding. If you're not willing to put in that much work, then you might not get a lot from it. And then it's obvious to see why you may become bitter and everything like that. So I just wanted to come with a quick video. Be selfish. It's okay. See the world. Live your life. If your finances are in order, splurge a little bit. Do what you got to do. But let's not be bitter. Let's not be bitter, because at the end of the day, nobody told us to sign up for this. Now, I do understand that there are some things out of our control, such as nurses working under conditions to where they're not good. Some nurses work under terrible conditions, and it's hard to do your job as a healthcare professional. I 100% understand that frustration, and I am with you there. But if you are in a situation to where that is the case, you can always leave. You have plenty of options. Some nurses don't feel like they should have to leave, but again, it's not your game, it's theirs. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's really all I have for you right now. Enjoy your life, be selfish, and have some fun. Because at the end of the day, you only got one life to live, and life is short, and you only live once. So I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. And I'm going to holler at you. Till next time. Get paid. Your nurse get paid. Peace.